Hare Krishna, my friends. How's it going? Here we are in Bhaktiville. Welcome. It's Friday night, and we're continuing our reading of the Teachings of Queen Kunti. We're on chapter 16, Returning to Our Natural Consciousness, and that's on page 139 of the PDF or page 113 of the book. Just want to acknowledge all the people who are here in the room with me, here in the temple with me. Kandita is here with me, and Bhakti Grease is here on the tech, doing all of our tech stuff. Bhakti Grease is here, our favorite furry. And welcome to you who might be listening to us when it's recorded or live streaming. Welcome to Bhaktiville. All right, before I get started, please let me offer my obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. And to all the Vaishnavas, Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripasindubhye Cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So Vaishnavas here, there, and everywhere, past, present, future, everyone, all the Vaishnavas, like desire trees. You know, I wanted to give a little update of what's going on here in Bhaktiville. Bhaktiville has been working on a parikrama around the temple, so we can just click on the ball and walk around the temple and circumambulate the temple while you're chanting japa. We even have japa beads you can hold in your hand while you're walking around the temple. And we're also working on Rath Yatra cart. This will be my third version of a Rath Yatra cart. But this one, we're going to use the same pathfinding software to move the Rath Yatra cart around the property. And then we'll have a big pandal at the end with prasadam and books and all kinds of stuff. So we're just working it here in Bhaktiville, doing the Bhakti thing. All the stuff we do everywhere else, we do also here in Bhaktiville. So there are comments here. Bhakti Mimula says he updated the circumambulation. We'll try it again afterwards. Grease says it was fun to walk around the temple. We did that last week after class. We all went out and circumambulated the temple. And Grease says, I always joke that the prasadam was made of Krishna himself. It's true. Krishna is prasadam, absolutely. And Kandita says, Jai. Absolutely. So we're continuing to add features to Bhaktiville. We hope that if you're listening to us online, that you'll come visit us someday. All right. So I've done my introduction. So let's look at today's verse. And I have it up on the board. We're on chapter 16. So let's do the word for word first. Appare, others. Vasudevasya, of Vasudev. Devakyam, of Devaki. Yachitaha, being prayed for. Abhyagat, took birth. Ajaha, unborn. Tvam, you are. Asya, of him. Kshemaya, for the good. Vadaya, for the purpose of killing. Cha, and Sura Dvisham, of those who are envious of the demigods. So when I'm reading these things, you can read along with me, especially here in the Sanskrit verse. You can read this along with me with your mics off. So, Appare Vasudevasya Devakyam Yachito Bhyagat Ajastvam Asya Kshemaya Vadhaya Chasura Dvisham. English translation from Srimad Bhagavatam First Canto, 8th chapter, verse 33. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. Undoubtedly, you are unborn, yet you take your birth for their welfare and to kill those who are envious of the demigods. So again, this is Queen Kunti having a conversation with Krishna. So on to the text. Page 113 of the book or 139 of the PDF. It is also said that Vasudeva and Devaki, Krishna's parents, in their previous birth as Sutapa and Prishni, underwent a severe type of penance to get the Lord as their son, and as a result of such austerities, the Lord appeared as their son. It is already declared in Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears for the welfare of all people in the world and to vanquish the asuras, or the materialistic atheists. So I'm going to digress here because I was curious what the austerities of Sutapa and Prishni were. So it was pretty amazing. So here it is from Krishna book. So Prabhupada is retelling the story here. On hearing the prayers of Devaki, let me just backtrack a little bit. So Krishna was born to Vasudeva and Devaki in a prison cell because Kamsa had threatened to kill his sister, Devaki, and Vasudev convinced him, she hasn't done it yet, so let's, just keep us alive, let us stick around, and let's see what happens. And so there they were in this prison cell, and every time a child was born, he would come and he would kill the child. So finally, Krishna is born, and but he's born as a four-armed Vishnu. And Devaki is a little distraught that, she really just wanted Krishna, and this is too much for her. And so she's talking to him, and he replies, and this is part of his reply. So on hearing the prayers of Devaki, the Lord replied, "My dear mother, in the millennium of Swayambhuva Manu, my father Vasudeva was living as one of the Prajapatis. His name at that time was Sutapa, and you were his wife, named Prishni. At that time, when Lord Brahma was desiring to increase the population, he requested you to generate offspring. You controlled your senses and performed severe austerities. By practicing the breathing exercises of the yoga system, both you and your husband could tolerate all the influences of the material laws: rainy season, the onslaught of the wind, and the scorching heat of the sunshine. You also executed all religious principles. In this way, you were able to cleanse your heart and control the influences of the material laws. In executing your austerity, you used to eat only the leaves of the trees which fell to the ground. Then, with a steady mind and controlled sex drive, you worshipped me, desiring some wonderful benediction from me. Both of you practiced severe austerities for 12,000 years by the calculation of the demigods. During that time, your mind was always absorbed in me. When you were executing devotional service and always thinking of me within your heart, I was very much pleased with you. O sinless mother, your heart is therefore always pure. At that time also I appeared before you in this form, just to fulfill your desire, and I asked you to ask whatever you desired. At that time you wished to have me born as your son. Although you saw me personally, instead of asking for your complete liberation from material bondage, under the influence of my energy, you asked me to become your son." So that's my digression there. A little bit of the austerities for so many thousands of years. Okay, there are comments. Bhaktiville says, doesn't Krishna kind of downplay the importance of austerity as devotional service sometimes. Yes, in Kali Yuga, absolutely. We should be chanting Hare Krishna and being engaged in devotional service. The austerities, our austerities are, taking a shower in the morning and, doing Ekadasi. Our austerities are very mild compared to austerities in previous yugas. Yes. Showers, he smiles. Bhaktiville showers. Prabhupada said that a couple of chapters ago in this book. He said something about austerities, that it's difficult to take showers in America, and that, he would like his disciples to take showers in the morning, and that's an austerity. It's like, okay. All right, back to our text. Let me just repeat this last sentence. It is already declared in the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears for the welfare of all people in the world and to vanquish the asuras, or the materialistic atheists. The Lord says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyudanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrajamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Bhagavad Gita 4:7. The words dharmasya glani mean irregularities in religion. When there are irregularities, religion becomes polluted. Greece says, it's easy to shower here in the U.S., so I don't smell bad to others. Yes. And if you're doing devotional service with deities or with other devotees, also not so nice to smell bad. So showers, very important. Back to the text. In human society, there must be a proper balance between spirit and matter. We are actually spirit soul, but somehow or other we have been encaged within material bodies. And as long as we have these bodies, we have to accept the bodily necessities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, although the soul itself does not need these things. The soul does not need to eat anything. Whatever we eat is for the upkeep of the body. But a civilization that simply looks after these bodily necessities and does not care for the necessities of the soul is a foolish, unbalanced civilization. Suppose one merely washes one's coat but does not take care of one's body. Or suppose one has a bird in a cage but merely takes care of the cage but not the bird within it. This is foolishness. The bird is crying, "Ka, ka, give me food, give me food." If only one takes care of the cage, how can the bird be happy? So why are we unhappy? In the Western countries, there is no scarcity of wealth, no scarcity of food, no scarcity of cars, and no scarcity of sex. Everything is available in full abundance. Then why is there still a section of people who are frustrated and confused, like the hippies? Remember, this was written over 50 years ago. So they are not satisfied. Why? Because there is no balance. We are taking care of the necessities of the body, but we have no information of the soul and its necessities. The soul is the real substance, and the body is only a covering. Therefore, neglect of the soul is a form of dharmasya glanihi, pollution of duty. Sorry, I thought someone else had come in. Iway is online. Might be here. The word dharma means duty. Although the word dharma is often translated as religion, and religion is generally defined as a kind of faith, dharma is not in fact a kind of faith. Dharma means one's actual constitutional duty. It is one's duty to know the needs of the soul, but unfortunately we have no information of the soul and are simply busy supplying necessities for bodily comfort. Bodily comfort, however, is not enough. Suppose a man is very comfortably situated. Does it mean he will not die? Of course not. We speak of a struggle for existence and survival of the fittest, but bodily comforts alone cannot enable anyone to exist or survive permanently. Therefore, taking care of the body only is called dharmasya glanihi, or pollution of one's duty. One must know the necessities of the body and also the necessities of the soul. The real necessity in life is to supply the comforts of the soul, and the soul cannot be comforted by material adjustments. Because the soul is a different identity, the soul must be given spiritual food, and that spiritual food is Krishna consciousness. When one is diseased, he must be given the proper diet and the proper medicine. Both are required. If he is simply giving medicine but not a proper diet, the treatment will not be very successful. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement is meant to give both the proper medicine and the proper diet for the soul. The diet is Krishna Prasad, food that has first been offered to Krishna, and the medicine is the Hare Krishna mantra. From Bhagavatam 10.1.4, Nivritti tarsayar upakiyamanad. I can't see this. Sorry, I gotta make this bigger. Bhavo sadachotramano biratmat. Ka uttama shloka guna nuvadat. Umam virajeta vinapashu ganat. Parikshit Maharaj said to the great sage Shukadeva Goswami, "The discourses on Srimad Bhagavatam that you are giving me are not ordinary. These Bhagavad discourses are relishable for persons who are Nivritta Trishna, free from hankering. Everyone in this material world is hankering for enjoyment, but one who is free from this hankering can taste how relishable the Bhagavatam is." The word Bhagavata refers to anything in relationship to Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, and the Hare Krishna mantra is also Bhagavata. Thus, Parikshit Maharaj said that the taste of the Bhagavata can be relished by one who is free from hankering to satisfy material desires. And why should this Bhagavata be tasted? Bhavo Shadi. It is the medicine for our disease of birth and death. At the present moment, we are in a diseased condition. Materialists do not know what is disease and what is health. They do not know anything, but still they are posing as great scientists and philosophers. They do not inquire, "I do not want to die. Why is death enforced upon me?" Nor do they have any solution to this problem, but still they call themselves scientists. What kind of scientists are they? Advancement in science should bring about knowledge by which misery can be minimized. Otherwise, what is the meaning of science? Scientists may promise that they can help us in the future, but we may ask them, "What are you giving us right now, sir?" A real scientist will not say, "Just go on suffering as you are suffering now, and in the future we'll find some chemicals to help you." Now, Atyantika Dukkha Nivriti. The word Atyantika means ultimate, and Dukkha means sufferings. The aim of human life should be to put an end to the ultimate sufferings, but people do not even know what these ultimate sufferings are. These sufferings are pointed out in Bhagavad Gita as Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age, and disease. What have we done to nullify these sufferings? There is no remedy for them in the material world. The ultimate way to relinquish all kinds of suffering is stated in Bhagavad Gita 8:15, where the Lord says, "Mam upetya punar janma, dukkalayam ashashvatam, napnuvanti mahatmanaha, samsiddhim paramam gataha." After attaining me, the great souls, who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Priest says, maybe they can delay death, not just stop it altogether. Yes, the scientists. Yes, I agree. Back to the text. Thus the Lord says that one should approach him and go back to him, back home, back to Godhead. But unfortunately, people have no knowledge of what God is, whether one can go back home to him or not, and whether or not it is practical. Because they have no knowledge, they are simply like animals. They pray, "Oh God, give us our daily bread." But now suppose we ask them, "What is God?" Can they explain? No. Then whom are they asking? Are they merely praying into the air? If I submit some petition, there must be some person to whom the petition is submitted. But they do not know who that person is or where the petition is to be submitted. They say that God is up in the sky, but there are also so many birds in the sky. Are they God? People have imperfect knowledge or no knowledge at all. Nonetheless, they pose as scientists, philosophers, writers, and great thinkers, although their ideas are all rubbish. The only truly worthwhile books are those like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavatam 1, 5, 10, and 11, it is said, Na yad vichaschitra padam hare yasho, jagat pavitram ragranita karhichit, padvayasam tirtam ushanti manasa, nayatra hamsa niramanti ushik kshayaha. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows, since the all-perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode. They do not derive any pleasure there. Padvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abadhavatyapi namanyanan tasya yasho kintaniyat shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadhavaha. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. Any literature that has no connection with God is just like a place where crows take enjoyment. Where do crows enjoy? In a filthy place. But white swans take pleasure in nice clear waters, surrounded by gardens. So even among animals there are natural divisions. The crows will not go to the swans, and the swans will not go to the crows. Similarly, in human society, there are men who are like crows and men who are like swans. The swan-like men will come to centers of Krishna consciousness, where everything is clear, where there is good philosophy, good transcendental food, good education, good intelligence, everything good. Whereas crow-like men will go to clubs, parties, naked dance shows, and so many other such things. So the Krishna consciousness movement is meant for swan-like men and women, not for men who are like crows. But we can convert the crows into swans. That is our philosophy. Those who were crows are now swimming like swans. That is the benefit of Krishna consciousness. The material world is the world where swans have become crows. In the material world, The living entity is encaged in a material body, and he tries to gratify his senses in one body after another. But the reestablishment of Dharma will gradually turn crows into swans. For example, a man may be illiterate and uncultured, but he can be converted into an educated, cultured man by training. This training is possible in the human form of life. I cannot train a dog to become a devotee. That is difficult. Of course, that also can be done, although may not be powerful enough to do it. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling through the jungles of Jharkhand, the tigers, the snakes, the deer, and all the other animals became devotees. This was possible for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is God himself and can therefore do anything. But although, excuse me, sorry, but although we cannot do that, we can work in human society, regardless of how fallen a man is. If he follows the instructions of Krishna consciousness, he can return to his original position. I'm going to have to turn my mic off for a minute. Hang on. Sorry. Sorry about that. We'll see how this goes. I forgot to bring water. Of course, there are degrees of understanding, but one's original position is that one is part and parcel of God. Understanding of this position is called Brahman realization, spiritual realization. And it is this realization that Krishna himself comes to this world to establish. Lord Krishna came to this world at the request of his devotees, Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudevasya Devakyam Yachito Bhyagat. Oh, so sorry. Although in their former lives, Vasudeva and Devaki were married, they did not have any children. They engaged themselves in severe austerities. And when Krishna came before them and asked them what they wanted, they said, "We want a son like you. That is our desire." But how is it possible for there to be another God? Krishna is God and God is one. It cannot be two. So how could there be another God to become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Krishna therefore said, "It is not possible to find another God, so I myself shall become your son." So some people say that it is because Vasudeva and Devaki wanted Krishna as their son that he appeared. Although Krishna actually comes to satisfy his devotees like Vasudeva and Devaki, when he comes, he performs other activities also. Vadaya Chasura Dvisham. The word Vadaya means killing, and Sura Dvisham refers to the demons, who are always envious of the devotees. Krishna comes to kill these demons. Greece says there's only one Krishna. He's the only God in town. You betcha. Suradvisham. This killing of the envious, of course, can be done without the presence of Krishna. By setting to work the natural forces of war, pestilence, famine, and so on, Krishna can kill millions of people. He does not need to come here to kill these rascals, for they can be killed simply by his direction or nature's law. Trishti Stiti Pralaya Sadhana Shaktir Ikha, from the Brahma Samhita 5:44. Nature has so much power that it can create, maintain, and annihilate everything. Trishti means creation, Stiti means maintenance, and Pralaya means destruction. Nature can create, maintain, and destroy. This material cosmic manifestation is being maintained by the mercy of nature, by which we are getting sunlight, air, and rain, by which to grow our food so that we can eat and grow nicely. But nature is so powerful that at any time it can destroy everything simply by one strong wind. Nature is working under the direction of Krishna. Mayad Yaksena prakriti suryate sa characharam. Therefore, if Krishna wants demons killed, he can kill millions of them with merely one strong blast of nature's wind. We've certainly seen that whole idea of pestilence here in the past couple of years with COVID. Anyway, moving on. So to kill the demons, Krishna does not need to come. When he comes, he does so because he is requested by his devotees, like Vasudeva and Devaki, as Kunti Devi indicates by using the word yachitaha, meaning being prayed for. I just wanted to note, Kunti's speaking in Sanskrit. Just wanted to point that out. Therefore, the real cause of his coming is at the request of his devotees, but when he comes, he simultaneously shows that he is prepared to kill anyone who is envious of his devotees. Of course, his killing and maintaining are the same, because he is absolute. Those who are killed by Krishna immediately attain salvation, which generally takes millions of years to get. So people may say that Krishna has come for this purpose or that purpose, but actually Krishna comes for the benefit of his devotees. He always looks after the welfare of the devotees. And so from this instruction of Kunti, we should understand that we should always be concerned with how to become devotees. Then all good qualities will come upon us. From Bhagavatam 5:18-12, it said, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. If one simply develops one's dormant natural devotion for Krishna, one will develop all good qualities. Our devotion for Krishna is natural. Just as a son has natural devotion to his father and mother, we have natural devotion to Krishna. When there is danger, even materialistic scientists pray to God. Of course, when they are not in danger, they defy God, and therefore danger is required in order to teach these rascals that there is God. Vivera Svarupa Hai Krishnera Nityadas. That's from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 20:108. Is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna. And Prabhupada says, our natural position is to be dependent on God. Artificially, we are trying to banish God, saying God is dead, or there is no God, or I am God. But when we give up this rascaldom, Krishna will give us all protection. Jai. That's the end of our chapter. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Queen Kunti for giving us these nice instructions. Any questions or comments? Thank you. Bhakti says thank you, and thank you for letting me read every week. Mics are on if you want to say something. No? Okie doke.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. All right, my friends, have a wonderful week. We'll be here Sunday morning at 10, Tuesday evening at 7 for Bhagavad Gita. And let's keep the camera on and go out and do the parikrama so people can see what it looks like.
Okay.
We'll see if Bhakti agrees. Oh, he's going out. All right, let's try it. So here's our walking tour. Okay, so we just click on this thing here. All right, let's see. I'm going to sit here and see where it takes me. No room to sit here. Try another spot. Oh, not there. Sorry. Oh, here they are. Okay, Grease is heading out. You gonna do it, Grease? Nope.
Sure, why not?
You lose. Here I go. Oh no, it didn't go.
Oh, you have to press to 1. That's what happened.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay, let's wait.
You
Try
pick
it again.
male or female and then press to 1 and it gives you a
Ah,
pause. And then you start
okay.
walking.
There you go. Okay. It will. All right. Let's wait for these little pose balls again. There they
Oh,
are.
there.
All right. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing female. I'm doing 1. Here I go.
You're reading.
It's 10 seconds.
It keeps
He's
going
back
and
already.
going. Yeah, it works. It goes pretty fast.
All right, I'll get